Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Speechless. No matter where you're watching from, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you think, share it with your friends, all that fun stuff. I'm your host, Phares, 23-year-old conservative activist. If you're looking for the Breakaway USA show that is usually on Thursday nights, do not worry. We will be back next week, Monday and Thursday. We had some different scheduling conflicts, but I am still here right for you guys to bring you guys some breaking news of the week. And as always, we go pretty quick with this show. And I don't want to forget, as I said earlier, please like this video no matter where you're watching from. Check out myself and Breakaway USA all over the place. All you got to do is go look up Breakaway USA, subscribe to us, comment. I will be getting to comments today so I can hear what you guys have to say about all this stuff and share this with your friends. If you're on Twitter right now, make sure X is what Elon calls it. Retweet it right now, reshare. I'd appreciate it. But let's get into this first story here. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. making a lot of different waves. We see here, and I do have producer Cody here today. Yes, thank you. Scroll a little bit. You're doing a great job. We've got producer Cody working with me a little bit. But RFK Jr. claimed in a years-old deposition that doctors told him a parasitic worm had eaten part of his brain before dying in his skull. According to a Tuesday report from the New York Times, Kennedy made the claim during a deposition that took place as a part of his 2012 divorce proceedings. He had been experiencing cognitive problems and feared he had been suffering from a brain tumor. RFK was scheduled to undergo surgery at Duke University Medical Center in North Carolina when he got a second opinion. The doctor stated that the shadow inside his brain on scans was in fact a dead parasite, likely a pork tapeworm larva. According to a transcription of the interview, Kennedy stated that his condition was caused by a worm that got into my brain and ate a portion of it and then died, according to the Times. Now, that poor worm is what I have to say. I'd hate to be stuck inside of a politician's brain. What a very empty place to be. But all jokes aside, that's not the first time a Kennedy has had a hole in his brain. Of course, we know back in the day. And as you're sitting at home, probably cringing at that joke, don't worry. There's a lot of bigger jokers on the internet, and that's The View. The View had a lot to say about this. And in fact, as they always do, they bring it back to Trump. It's all Trump's fault. Let's take a look and listen to this clip from The View, where they let Kennedy talk about it, but then they also bring in more. Let's play this.
Parasites are very common in India, where I had done a lot of environmental work, and it comes from eating undercooked pork.
So you've made a full recovery. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Really? But he insists he's still up for the gig, and even tweeted, and I don't know why, that he could eat 5 more worms and still beat you-know-who and Biden in a debate.
Well, now we know the reason for his irrational behavior, but what is Trump's excuse? Does he also have a worm in his brain? We know he suffers from narcolepsy. He's always falling asleep.
Right, but listen, it's crazy. I mean, he had a worm that died in his brain and I guess atrophied and is now part of his brain matter.
Part of his brain. To make fun of the other two candidates, Biden and Trump,
yes,
he's not exactly Arnold Schwarzenegger. And now we know that he has these ailments. He had other stuff years ago.
Somehow it always comes back to Trump, right? It always comes back to Trump with those View ladies, probably some of the dumbest people I have ever seen. And I got to be honest with you, I need Whoopi Goldberg's opinion about as much as I need a hole in the brain, even though RFK Jr. already has one of those. But it honestly makes a lot of sense when you really think about it. Look, I don't want to make, well, I already have, but I don't want to necessarily harp too much and hate on the guy, kick him while he's down. But he seems to be coming out with a lot of mistaken, changing, not great opinions. And this is just another example of that. Just today, it was released that podcaster and former ESPN host Sage Steele, when she interviewed, she began asking Kennedy on the Sage Steele show, she said, should there be a limit? Or are you saying all the way up to full term, a woman has a right to have an abortion? That's what she started by asking. And here is what RFK Jr. had to say.
But so in other words, keeping it as is with Roe versus Wade having been overturned and leaving it up to the states to determine if and when a woman can have an abortion?
No, I wouldn't leave it to the states.
You wouldn't, right?
No, I would.
You would say completely. It's up to the
my
woman,
belief is we should leave it to the woman. We shouldn't have government involved,
even if it's full term.
even if it's full term.
Even if it's full term. You know, I wouldn't usually be surprised by an answer like this. Look, part of me isn't. But what I am a little frustrated with is that there's a lot of people out there, a lot of especially Trump supporters, who come out and they say, oh my gosh, Kennedy is my guy. Just several months ago, about a year ago, they hear, oh my gosh, he is vaccine skeptical, anti-vax. We love him. He's a conspiracy theorist, just like me. And the whole time I said, just because he agrees with you on one issue does not mean he's your savior, everybody. At the end of the day, he's still a Kennedy. He's still a Democrat. So be worrisome. Be weary. He's not a conservative by any means. A lot of people were touting, oh my gosh, he should be the VP for Trump. No. A lot of people fall into this Machiavellian idea that he should be, that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And because he's running against Joe Biden, because he agrees with me on some issues, he must be some level of a savior. Don't ever think that idea of a politician. A politician is never there to save you. He's always there to save himself. Not to mention the fact that he's just a straight up liar. If you look at this NBC article from 9 months ago, pun not intended, but it's still there. RFK Jr. says he would sign a federal abortion ban at 3 months of pregnancy, then reverses course. So back about 9 months ago, MSNBC reported that he was more than happy to sign a 3-month abortion ban, a ban after 3 months, so after the first trimester. So be weary with who you're throwing support behind, and truly understand what their opinion is. And here's the thing: is what this really tells me overall. We can just, producer Cody, let's put this in the corner. From now, we don't need to watch the video. What this really tells me, though, with Kennedy is that, and with what's coming up in this election, is how important the idea of abortion is on the ballot, or at least how much pollsters and politicos believe abortion is on the ballot. Now, that doesn't necessarily surprise me. It's just something to be wary of, because what is going on right now is all of the media is going to try to spin your opinion on abortion to fit what they want, to fit not even what they want, who invests the most, whose pockets are they in. That is who the media is going to try to sway you towards in terms of abortion. And right now it seems that so much of the media is controlled significantly by the pro-choice agenda. And that's what you see whenever they talk about how, oh my gosh, it's so awful Roe was overturned and Trump's so terrible because he was responsible for overturning Roe. That is what's going on. And so why is Kennedy coming out? Because Kennedy doesn't care about a 3-month abortion ban. Kennedy doesn't care about abortion at full term. What Kennedy cares about is Kennedy. And so he's going to go, he's honestly a true Kennedy Democrat. He will go whichever way the wind blows to help him get as much of the vote, as much of the money as humanly possible. And that is what we see. But maybe I'm totally crazy. Maybe I'm an idiot. I always say that as a qualifier for whatever I say. So let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video wherever you guys are watching from. Subscribe to the channel. Comment what you think. Share it with your friends. All that fun stuff.